Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, let me get to work. I still have to give honors to the ones who paid the way for me, and that being Sheik Trans Prather L, Sheik R Love L, Sheik Clifford Jackson Bay, Sheik uh, and Sheikis, sister and Sheikis and these Sanders Bay, and a multitude of other sheiks around the country who have opened their arms and doors for me, and I've learned from. So we defer all those honors to them. Uh, Definitely can't go without giving honors to all the ones, all the prophets. Of course, there has been over 124,000. We just name a few, and I'm not going to go through all the honors that Sheik L. There's no sense in me repeating it. They're just time consuming. But I got to give honors to our uh, past um, prophets, Prophet Confucius, Prophet Buddha, Prophet Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, and again, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, uh, John the Baptist, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, all these great people. There's just too many of them, and both flags, all the Moorish literature, and everything the prophet left us to teach us about ourselves and that we might save ourselves so we can save the nation. Islam. So I'm gonna get right on into this lesson, and I definitely give ours to each and every one of you out there in the virtual world. Um, it's on this site right here, and even those that's not on the site for whatever reason, because there's some that probably wanted to be here but couldn't. But anyway, we're gonna give ours to everything and everybody that's Moorish. But anyway, getting to this chapter, the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guiding of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his father, God Allah. This is the Circle 7. I'm going to direct your attention to page 45, chapter 38, Holy Instructions from the Prophet, the Soul of Man. And we know that the soul does not define man. The soul is part of man, just like the body. Man is a spirit, part of Allah, created fate, gave the spirit man a soul that he might function on the plane of soul. Gave him a body of flesh that he might function on the plane of phase made manifest. Instruction number 1, the blessing, O man, of thy external part is health, vigor, and proportion. The greatest of these is health. What health is to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. That thou hast a soul is of all knowledge and most certain of all truth, the most plain unto thee. Be meek, be grateful for it. Seek not to know it perfectly. It is inscrutable. Thinking, understanding, reasoning, willing. Call not these the soul. They are its actions, but they are not its essence. Raise it not too high, that thou be not despised. Be not thou like unto those who fall by clamor, neither debase it to the sense of brutes, nor be thou like to the horse or the mule, in whom there is no understanding. Search it by its faculties. know it by its virtues. They are more in number than the hairs of thy head. The stars of heaven are not to be counted with them. Think not with Arabia that one soul is parted among all men. Neither believe thou with the sons of Egypt that every man hath many. Know that as thy heart, so also thy soul is one. Doeth not the sun harden the clay? Doeth it not also soften the wax? As it is one sun that worketh both, even so it is one soul willeth contraries. As the moon retaineth its nature, though darkness spreadeth itself before her face as a curtain, so the soul remaineth perfect, even in the bosom of a fool. She is immortal. She is unchangeable. She is alike in all. Health calleth her forth to show her loveliness, and application anointeth her with the oil of wisdom. Although she shall live after thee, think not she was born before thee. She was created with thy clay and formed with thy brain. Justice could not give her to thee exalted by virtues, nor mercy deliver her to thee deformed by vices. These must be thine, and thou must answer for them. Suppose not death can shield thee from examination. Think not corruption can hide thee from inquiry. He who formed thee of thou knowest not what? Can he not raise thee from thou knowest not what again? Deceiveth not the cock the hour of midnight. Exalted he not his voice to tell thee it is morning. Knoweth not the dog the footsteps of his master. Fleeth not the wounded goat unto the herb that healeth him. Yet when these die, their spirits return to the dust. Thine alone surviveth. Envy not these their senses, because quicker than thine own. Learn that the advantage lieth not in possessing good things, but in the knowing to use them. Have thou the ear of a stag, or were thine eyes as strong and piercing as the eagle's? Didst thou equal the hound in smell, or could the ape resign to thee his taste? Or could the tortoise her feelings? Yet without reason, what would they avail thee? Has not all these like their kindred? Have any one of them the gift of speech? Can any say unto thee, therefore did I do? The lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they opened, but treasures are poured out before thee. Like unto trees of gold arranged in beds of silver, or wise sentences uttered in due season. Canst thou think too greatly of thy soul, or can too much be said of its praise? It is the image of him who gave it. Remember that its dignity forever. Forget not how great a talent is committed to thy charge. Whatsoever may do good may also do harm. Beware thou direct its course to virtue. Think not that thou can't lose her in a crowd.
Without cable. I'm sorry. We never went without cable. Sorry. No, I mean, I know that sounds like a snotty thing to say, but that's true. That's my parents.
And what happened? I missed that. I beg your pardon, what'd you say, sis?
We okay, Mo. We just had somebody on the line that didn't have their phone muted. Go ahead and continue. Islam.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. It says, whatsoever may do good may also do harm. Beware that thou directest course to virtue. Think not that thou canst lose her in the crowd. Suppose not that thou canst bear her in thy closet. Action is her delight, and she would not be withheld from it. Her motion is perpetual. Her attempts are universal. Her agility is not to be suppressed. It is at the uttermost part of the earth. Is it at the uttermost part of the earth? She will have it. Is it beyond the regions of the stars? Yet will her eyes discover it. Inquiry is her delight. As one who traverses the burning sands in search of water, so is the soul that thirsts after knowledge. Guard her, for she is rash. Restrain her, for she is irregular. Correct her, for she is outrageous. More supple is she than water, more flexible than wax, more yielding than air. Is there aught that can bind her? As a sword in the hand of a madman, even so is the soul to him who wants discretion. The end of her search is truth. Her means to discover it are reason and experience. But are not these weak, uncertain, and fallacious? How then shall she attain unto it? General opinion is no proof of truth, for generality of men are ignorant. Perception of thyself, the knowledge of him who created thee, the sense of worship thou owest unto him. Are not these plain before thy face? And behold, what is there more than men need to know? Islam? All right, now I'm going to start from the top. Excuse me. It says, vaunt not, oh, excuse me, wrong page. It says, blessing, the blessing, O man, of thy external part is health, vigor, and proportion, meaning is a blessing that our external parts, our physical bodies, are vigor or strong, sturdy, resilient, and well proportioned, that you don't have too much of this or too much stomach, too much rear end, too much head, too much of anything. But you just have a reasonable or measurable size that fits your being. Your stomach not too big, arms not, and you're not too small. You're just well proportioned. That's a sign of good health. And that's what we all would like to appear to be, in great health. The greatest of these is health. What health is to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. So just as you work to feed your body or nourish your body, to keep it in good shape and good health, keep it strong and vigorous, you have to apply the same principle to your soul, to your character, that you feed it with the stuff that's going to make it good and great, honest. That's health. That's what health is to the soul. Sincerity, uprightness, honesty, loyalty, all that good stuff that can contribute positivity to the character. That trickles down to your soul. And that reflects in your behavior, in your attitude. You have a healthy soul, and people can see that by the way you conduct yourself. But you have to nourish your soul with good qualities, just like you have to nourish your body with good food and nutrition. It says that thou hast a soul is of all knowledge, the most certain of all truth, and most plain unto thee. However, it tells you to be meek, be grateful for it, be humble, not to raise it too high. Like don't be smelling yourself. In other words, I'm trying to use the language that common people use around the homes, around the house. He's smelling himself. She's smelling herself. Come on back down to earth. Humble yourself. Keep it real. It says, seek not to know it perfectly. It is inscrutable. The soul is just, it's like you letting you know that it's so complicated that you can't scrutinize it. You can't, it ain't something that you can take in your laboratory and break it down to its lowest denominator, and give a dissertation on. The soul do this, it can do that. It's limited to this, it's limited to that. No. It's inscrutable. It tells you that thinking, understanding, reasoning, willing, call these not the soul. They are its actions. These are some of the things that the soul does. These don't define the soul. The soul is pretty much in essence like trying to Allah can't be circumscribed. The soul can't be circumscribed in so many words. Basically, that's what it's saying. Just like it tells you in chapter 1, time never was when man was not. If life of man at any time began, the time would come when it would end. The thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. No finite mind can comprehend things infinite. You'll find out why about that soul momentarily. Why? It's inscrutable. It says, they are its actions, but they are not its essence, meaning that, yeah, thinking, reasoning, willing, understanding, these are actions of the soul, but they are not the importance of it. This is not what makes the soul so important. It's countless other things that make the soul so important. Raise it not too high, that thou be not despised, because you can think too much of your soul, because you learn some things about it, that you start to give out these airs as if you arrogant, and most people frown on that. they don't take that, you know, very lightly. People don't like that, you know, so keep it humble. That's basically what it's saying. Is keep your feet on the ground. Don't get your head all up in the sky because you have a little understanding about your soul and that it exists and it's some of its significance. It says, raise it not too high that thou be not despised, be not thou like unto those who fall by climbing. And we see it all the time where people, you get on a roll and they climbing this ladder of success, and while they climbing, they stepping on people to get to the top. And as they stepping on folks to get to the top, they looking down on others and not reaching down and using their hand to bring others up with them. They just want to get up at the top and just feel like they the only one there and have you bound down to them. But you know, that karma effect kicks in and they'll fall harder and deeper and lower than they were when they started. So be not like unto those who fall by climbing, neither debase it to the sense of brutes, nor be like to the horse or mule in whom there is no understanding. And you see people conduct themselves often. Various places you go, travel, you see people acting crazy, foolishly. You see all this, you witness all this mass shooting that's going on all over the world, especially all over this country. These are individuals whose souls are out of control. They haven't been corralled or circled, you know, where they keep their behavior or their thinking on their activities in moderation. They just do anything that comes to their mind. If somebody upsets them, I'm killing everybody in this room. I'm killing everybody in the store, in the Walmarts or wherever. Out of control. This is what you'll see, acting like brutes, animals. That's what it's saying. Person does stoop to the level of an animal. If you notice, if you follow into these homicides and you see how some people are slain or murdered, some of it just overkill, you know, like, man, where's your heart at? You know, I mean, there's instances where you can kill another human being to defend your own life or to defend the life of somebody else or your family. But some of the killing that goes on is ruthless and merciless. You know, this is what they mean by having that mentality of a brute or an animal. And we have to learn how to corral that soul and keep it in the bounds of moderation. It says, search it by its faculties, know it by its virtues. Now, when you think of faculties and your soul having faculties, that means that it has a multitude of components or emphasis, you know, like there's things about the soul, like a person can be a football player, a scientist. These are all the things that, I mean, a teacher, a mathematician, all kinds of things, the minister, a president, anything you can think of a person becoming a professional in, it is the soul that helps direct that person, encourage that person, and to reach those heights or those successes. In other words, just part of your soul have you to become a doctor, a lawyer. All these components or faculties are part of your soul. Whatever you will, your soul, and you serious about it, you can achieve it. That's where it's coming from. That's where that energy is coming from. I want to be a pilot. I want to be an astronaut. That's coming from those dictates in your soul. I want to be a mass murderer. It's coming from your soul. And if you don't use your spirit to control your soul going to lead you straight to the penitentiary or the death row. Your soul can have you kill your own parents if you don't have it under control. It says, search it by its faculties. Search it. Know it by its virtues. Those is good, righteous qualities. And you know what they are. If you've been in them lessons, other virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Where's that coming from? Your higher self, your spirit, that aligned man. And tell you that these virtues and these faculties are more in number than the hairs on thy head. Yeah, can you imagine having that many components, parts, or offices in your soul? An office of sports, office of technology, office of business, just so many offices, just too many to count. So it's a powerful thing. It says, they are more in number than the hairs on thy head, and the stars of heaven are not to be counted with them. And you know there's a lot of stars out there. Think not with Arabia that one soul is parted among all men. Neither believe thou with the sons of Egypt that every man hath many. Know that as thy heart, so also thy soul is one. You got one. That's it. That's all you got. You got one soul and you got one heart. And that's where you meet Allah. Islam says, as the moon remaineth, like that, doeth not the sun harden the clay, doeth not also soften the clay. As it is one sun that worketh both, even so it is one soul willeth contraries. Your soul can do a lot of things good for you and for others. But on the flip side, it can do a number of things, a lot of things, just as many things to harm you or harm others. That's why you have to stay, your spirit have to be on top of your soul. Keep, just like you would be on a buggy, a horse pulling a buggy, and you in the driver's seat with the reins. You got to control that horse so he don't have you running off the road, flipping that wagon over. You got to know how to steer that horse so he can travel straight down that road with no difficulties, no complications, no accidents. That's your soul that you're driving. And if you lose control of them reins, it might cost you your life or somebody else's life. It says, as the moon repainteth her nature, though darkness spread itself before her face as a curtain, so the soul remaineth perfect, even in the bosom of a fool. So there's nothing wrong with your soul inherently. But He will take you to extremes, to the extremes to the left, to the extremes to the right. You must maintain, you the driver, you must maintain a balance to keep it under control. It's letting you know that that soul can be a wild thing that you're dealing with. You must remain in control of it at all times. It says, she is immortal. She is unchangeable. She is alike in all of us. She is alike in every last one of us. So we all dealing with the same thing. You just got to, in other words, we all have a car. We all have an automobile. But it's on you how you going to drive it. Are you going to drive your soul, your car, your automobile like a fool, doing donuts in the middle of the street, doing 100 miles an hour down a 30 mile an hour zone? It's on you, the driver. Health calleth her forth to show her loveliness, and application anointed her with the oil of wisdom. So through experiences, not just your own personal experiences, but you observing somebody else driving their car like a fool. That should instruct you, especially when you see the results are tragic. You seen this person take off like a fool, but they ended up in a fatal accident. That should be a lesson to you not to drive like that. Not for you to repeat that same conduct thinking the results are going to be different. This is where the application of wisdom come in. Taking that experience and applying it logically and reasonably in your own life to save your life and to save the life of others, to uplift others, not to hurt and harm others. Although she shall live after thee, think not, she was born before thee. And it tells you that also in the fallen creation of man. We talked about time never was when man was not. It says, later than it says, the bodies and the souls are finite things. Yea, they will change. From a finite point of view, time will come when they will be no more. Tell you that man is not the body, nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. And it tells you later that creative faith gave to spirit man a soul. Then it turned around and says, creative faith gave to soul a body, a flesh. Now, it didn't say creative faith gave to spirit man a body, a flesh, like it said when it stated that creative faith gave to spirit man a soul. It says creative faith gave to spirit man a soul. Then it turns around and tell you that spirit man gave to soul a body of flesh. Yeah. So when it reverses, when that body of flesh falls and returns to the dust, all you spirit returns back on that spirit or soul plane. Then there's some lessons that you got to learn on that plane after that fall, at that physical fall. But anyway, it says that's basically why it states that there. It's showing you that, yeah, Even though it says, think not that she shall live after thee, think not that she was born before thee. She was created with thy flesh and formed with thy brain. Justice could not give her to thee exalted by virtues, nor mercy deliver her to thee deformed of vices. These must be thine, yours, mine. If your soul got a lot of vices and defects and deformed, that's your creation. That's my creation. I deformed it. I contributed or added the vices to my soul. All of us got the same soul. And you know, and you'll find out later that the soul is nothing but the image of Allah. Remember, the fallen created man tells you that man is made in the image and after the likeness of Allah. So one part of you is the image of Allah, and the other part is the likeness. The image is what it has a lot to do with your conduct, your behavior. That's what you're supposed to be demonstrating, the image of Allah through your conduct and your behavior. That likeness is that other makeup, that spiritual makeup, make you a spiritual being. That's what makes you like Allah, your creator. Allah is a spirit. That's why you can't see Allah. Spirits, the vibration of spirits are so fine and it vibrates so fast, you can't see a spirit. Just like you can't see a thought, because a thought is nothing but a spirit. And they vibrate so fast, you cannot see them. You can't see a thought until it slows down, till its vibration slows down to the state of manifest. When you start seeing things in the flesh, this chair, shirt, that's when the thought is slowed down, vibration slow down so sluggish that you can actually see it with these fleshly eyes. Says, suppose not death can shield thee from examination. Think not corruption can hide thee from inquiry. If you think when you pass out of this flesh that it's over with, that you don't have nothing else to worry about, all your any disciplinary actions or infractions that you cause in the flesh, that it's over with. No, no, no. Death will not hide you from examination from Allah. Nah, you still got to be accountable for what you did in the flesh on the plane of manifest. It ain't over. That's the reason why it says that. Suppose not death can shield thee from examination. Like you won't be tried and convicted. Think not corruption can hide thee from inquiry. You know, basically what that means is it talks about the masters and the preachers and the priests with their little tinsel coats on, with their fez and turbans on, and you know, they look so holy and almighty and everything, you know, but they committing crimes and they corrupted. Your corruption, you think your corruption is going to hide you from having to answer or be accountable for what you've done on the plane of manifest? No. Yeah, you can fool the people all you want, but you can't fool the one that made you. He see you all the time. That's why they say God is good. God is good all the time. He can see all the time too. Says he who formed thee, thou knoweth not what? Can he not raise thee from thou knoweth not what again? Absolutely. Perceiving not the cock, the hour of midnight. Yeah, they don't have the sense, a cock or a hen or a rooster. They don't have no concept of 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. They don't have no concept of that. But it's something in their DNA, in their chemistry, that causes them, in their nature, to cause them to wake you up every morning. They do this every morning. Cock-a-doodle-doo. It's coded in their DNA. It says, exalteth he not his voice to tell thee it is morning. Allah didn't have to give him a voice to let you know that it's morning time. He just gave him that call, that cock-a-doodle-doo. That tells you it's morning time. He don't need to speak English or Spanish to you for you to get that message. You've been around long enough to know what that means when you hear that cock-a-doodle-doo. It says, knoweth not the dog the footsteps of his master, fleeth not the wounded goat unto the herb that healeth him. They, this stuff is just in their DNA, in their nature. They know when they're sick. These animals know when they're sick and know when they need to go eat a certain herb or grass or vegetation to heal themselves. That's in there, that's encoded in their nature. But don't get jealous. Yet, when these die, their spirit returns to dust. Thine alone surviveth. Envy not these their senses, because because quicker than thine own. So don't get jealous because these animals' senses are quicker than ours. Don't get jealous, because we got some stuff they can't do. And the same principle applies when we look at each other. Everybody can't be Stevie Wonder or Michael Jordan. There's no reason for you to be jealous. Just study yourself and see what's encoded in you, in your nature, your DNA, and you be the best that you can be. Because all of us was gifted with something that contribute to the uplift of humanity. Every last one of us. You just got to be about your work. Get in your lessons. Find out who you are and what you are and what your destiny is. Be about your work. You don't have time to worry about what the Joneses is doing next door. Man, your gift. It says, envy not these their senses because quicker than their own. Learn that the advantage lieth not in possessing good things, but in the knowing to use them. You can have a whole toolbox of brand new tools. But if you have no sense of knowing how to use these tools, they just some tools in a box. They're not even valuable to you. They're only valuable to a mechanic or somebody that knows how to work them tools and how to get paid for working those tools. You have a box of tools and can't fix a flat. You just got a box of tools. You can have a library in your house and still don't know nothing because you ain't opened up one of them books and got in it. I ain't talking about just flipping through it and just see it, looking at pictures. Get in there, seeing how you can use the messages in these books where you can aid and assist somebody else, make somebody else better. Have thou the ear of a stag, or were thine eyes as strong and piercing as the eagle's? Didst thou equal the hound in smell, or could the ape resign to thee his taste? Or could the tortoise her feelings? Yet without reason, what would they avail thee, or you, or me? Well, I need to get an understanding, be able to relate to the taste of an ape so I can eat a banana. Or a dog, so I can learn to eat dog food. Or sniff and smell on another dog. That ain't my nature. Mind your business. Let them be them and you be you. We want to do everything we see somebody else doing. Just do you. That's what that means. Do you. It says, have any one of them the gift of speech? You ever heard a dog talk? Or a horse talk? No, you seen Mr. Ed. If you old enough, you might have seen Mr. Ed, but he wasn't talking. No, they can't talk. You ever see them just get up like, hey, what's going on? What's that over there? You ain't gonna see them animals do that. What if they was jealous of you? How come we can't do that? How come we can't extend our hand out or down to reach out down to pick somebody else up? Have you ever seen an animal do that? There's some subtle ways they have. They see another animal in distress. They have instinctively some ways that they aid and assist another animal. But in most cases, they eat the other animal. It'd be the other animal's dinner, you know? So that's the animal kingdom. Yeah, so there's no reason for us to be jealous of animals. Let them be them. It says the lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they open, the treasures are poured out before thee. Like unto trees of gold, arranged in beds of silver, or the wise sentences uttered in due season. See, some people have mastered the English language or Spanish language or whatever language that you commonly speak, that when they utter words or convey words and sentences on paper, it's a work of art. And you hear it in some of these singers, vocalists, and rappers. You know, it's art. It's powerful. Words have a spirit. They are spirits. We talked about that as thoughts. What do you think a word is? A word is the product of a thought. You have to be the thought first before you transform it into a word. Spirit. And there are spirits in words. People say it all the time. There are spells. Words have spells. Put spells on people. Say, as you think, so are you. You have to be careful about what you say. It says, canst thou think too greatly of thy soul? Or can too much be said in its praise? It is the image of him who gave it. There you go. Your soul is the image of the Creator, one who gave it to you. You know your Creator can do anything you want to do. You can't circumscribe the thoughts of Allah. Bust your brain, bust your head wide open, try to figure out the thoughts of Allah. Pretty much the soul is the same thing. It's the image of him who created you. That soul. That's why you can do and be whatever you want to be within reason. Or you can be a fool. You know, soul is the same, even in the bosom of a fool. But just like I said, like driving a car, it depends on the driver. How you going to drive that car? Or how you going to drive that soul? Are you going to drive it like a fool? Or you going to drive it like you got some sense? Like you trying to make it from point A to point B and back home. That's your soul that you drive every day, all day. You can do donuts if you want to, do wheelies, all that crazy stuff for some attention. That's why I said, don't raise it too high. Make people despise you. That's why raising it too high. You doing too much. Man, people say it all the time. Oh, you doing way too much. That's their soul. They want to let his soul dictate how this one should perform. Instead of him being in his higher self and dictating to the soul where and how far it should go, where it should stop. Remember, thou its dignity forever. Forget not how great a talent is committed to thy charge. The one that gave it to you, expect a whole lot from you in your use of this vehicle. The Creator expects for you to use this vehicle in the most proficient and efficient way possible, especially in the science of uplifting yourself, bettering yourself, making you a better person, and helping those who need help. You driving a very expensive car, automobile. You worrying about having a Mercedes or some of these old Bentley, all this, that's bull crap. The real automobile that you should concern yourself with driving is that soul, and driving it correctly. It can take you anywhere you will. When Marcus Mosiah Garvey said, you can accomplish what you will, Where you willing it from? Your soul. And you directing it with your spirit. So you do it the right way and with honor and dignity, as opposed to being corrupt and cheating. Whatsoever may do good may also do harm. Beware that thou direct its course to virtue. That's exactly what I was just saying. You directed its course. You got the wheel. But you directing it to a positive end. Where you headed is constructive and positive and conducive to growth and development of something positive. You're not headed somewhere to destroy something or destroy yourself or others. That ain't the course you want to be on. You steer that soul like you steer that horse when you're on that wagon. You got that horse pulling that wagon and you got them reins and you get here. Hey, take care of that horse or that vehicle. So you can get where you're going. Think not that thou canst lose her in a crowd. Suppose not that thou canst bear her in the closet. Sure you can. You forget you got it. With all this material stuff going on out here, you will forget you have a soul. You too caught up on some Jordans, some purses. I can't even pick all the names. They're bags to me. And women breaking, tripping over each other, trying to get to a $15,000 purse. And ain't got $100 to a name to put in it. We focus on the wrong thing. It says, action is her delight, and she will not be withheld from it. You're going to either direct that soul down a positive and constructive course, or it's going to take you on a destructive course and destroy you. That's what your lower self is designed to do. Kill you. That's why we smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, use heroin, beat our wives, beat our boyfriends or husbands up. That's your lower self. Your lower self is designed to destroy you and everything around you, to have you in jail or in the ground. That's his job. If you don't focus, keep your focus on positivity and you directing your soul and don't let your soul direct you. If you let your soul control you, we will read about you. Another mass shooter just killed 25 people for nothing because she couldn't take her item back to Walmart and get her money back, a $3 item. That's how messed up we are. That's why we got to stay focused. Because you don't stay focused on your soul and direct your soul, oh, it will direct you. One of y'all, there ain't gonna be no two bosses, it's gonna be one boss. You gonna be the boss, or your soul your boss. It says her motions are perpetual. That means she don't stop. She's constantly moving. Constantly. It's all about, you got to stay on top of it. You got to be constantly on them reins. Hey, no, over this way. Yeah, You got to stay in control. She ain't never stopping. She working 24 hours, even when you sleep. She working. She in your dreams. Them dreams you had, that's her. She working. She'll try to destroy you in your dreams. That's why you wake up. You get scared. She said her attempts are universal. Her agility is not to be suppressed. You know, that means that your soul is so agile. That one can turn flips, somersaults, can leap from the ground all the way to the sun. And even further. That's how powerful your soul is. When you be sitting at home or in your car, but in thought, you in California or Mississippi, what plane you think you on? You know you ain't on no United Airlines. You on the Soul plane. You done took a trip. Same place you meet Allah. You can go anywhere you want to go. That's your soul plane. Travel all over the universe. It says, is it at the uttermost part of the earth? She will have it. Is it beyond the regions of the stars? Yet will her eyes discover it? Yeah, she go. Ain't nowhere she won't go. And ain't nowhere she can't go. That's why she's inscrutable. Some of us don't realize what we got. These souls are bad booger. Yeah. You get to studying that. Ooh-wee. She ain't no joke. She goes on and says, as one who transverses the burning sands in search of water, so is the soul that thirsts after knowledge. She got to know. She got to know. And she's going to do whatever it takes to get that information, to get that knowledge. I got to know. I don't want to hear no hearsay. I don't want to hear no supplication. I don't want to hear what you think. This is about knowing. The 3-step ladder. Belief, faith, and fruition. She got to have that fruition. She got to be there. She got to know. And that's in all of us. I don't care what's going on. It's something in you. I got to know. Yeah. You knows it. You got to know. They ain't got nothing to do with you, but you got to know. Just knows it. But that's our nature. We got to know. We can't talk about something we don't know. It says, guard her. She is rash. Restrain her, for she is irregular. Correct her, for she is outrageous. More supple is she than water. Meaning she can slide right up under the cracked door. It ain't nothing. There's no space that can deny her or restrain her. She going. And she gonna want to know what's on the other side of that door. She going in there. We ain't look crack, crevice. Don't take much, just like water. You know how water creep in cracks? How you know you got a crack in something? When you see that water creep in. Uh-oh, I got a crack in here. That's how the soul is. It gets through. Ain't nothing stop her. You see, they put that label, her, on her. Her. Mother Nature says, part of your nature. The end of her search is true. Her means to discover it are reason and experience. But are not these weak? A weakness. Uncertain and fallacious. Fallacious means it has fallacies, defects, error. Yeah, soul has a lot of, has billions of great qualities. But on the reverse side, it has billions of defects and errors. You have to be aware of it and maintain control of it, or she'll run you off the cliff. And a lot of times we think about, say, well, drive a person that killed 25 people that had nothing to do with his anger or her anger. The soul of that person. Some of them seem like they don't even have a soul, but they do. It's just out of control. It's directing that one to destroy himself or herself and others. How then shall she attain unto it? Question. General opinion is no proof of truth, for the generality of men are ignorant. Perception of thyself, the knowledge of him, the creator, who created thee, the sense of worship thou owest unto him, the creator, are not these plain before thy face? This is what you need. You need these lessons. This worship of Allah, these lessons of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who was sent to us by Allah to save us from our sinful ways. And being ignorant of ourselves, or who we are and what we are, when you don't know who you are or what you are, that's a sin. That's like a crime. Somebody asked you, who are you? And you give them your name. I didn't ask you your name. I asked you, who are you? Prophet gave us the answers. Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave us the answers. I'm an Asiatic Muslim. Well, if I'm an Asiatic Muslim, how am I behaving? Am I acting like an Asiatic Muslim? Or I'm acting like I'm Negro, black, and colored, African American. It's the same principle when somebody asks you, what is your nationality? What is your race? What's your culture? They all have different answers. What's your name? You have to study yourself so well that you can answer all these questions precisely without stumbling and bumbling around and stuttering. Why you think they have you fill out an application for a job, for a house, for anything? They want to see what you know about yourself. And what you put on that application tell the one who issued that application what you know and what you don't know. And they will treat you accordingly. What is there more than men needed to know about their Creator, about our prophet, about the Moorish Science Temple of America, what it was it founded for? Are we who call ourselves members of the Moorish Science Temple living up to the principles of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Why was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? For the uplifting of fallen humanity. Well, if you ain't doing the work, how you can say you a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America? You ain't uplifting nobody, fallen humanity. You just trying to uplift yourself, which is a good thing, but you got to uplift others as well. That's like you got on a garbage man's uniform, claiming to work for the city, that you dump garbage, you ride on the back of a garbage truck, but ain't nobody ever seen you on the back of a garbage truck. But you got on the garbage truck uniform. You don't work for the city. You just got on the suit. You ain't a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You just got on a fez or turban. You look nice. That's wonderful. You look nice. But if you ain't doing the work, you might have to take that uniform off. It's enough work out here for everybody. So with that, I'm going to say peace and turn this meeting back over to our host, Sheik Tinnen-Bey. And thank you very much. I hope I didn't confuse anybody.
Islam. Praise Allah. Islam, man. Wonderful, wonderful lesson. And at this juncture, we do the Q&A because you shared a lot of wisdom around the soul and how to utilize the soul, how to fix our soul, how to get control of our soul. What I really appreciate was the reference of it being like an automobile. You know, I like those simple and plain analogies that really make us comprehend what these lessons are revealing to us. So what we do at this point is we do a Q&A. So if you have questions about the chapter, anything that our Sheik has demonstrated tonight, there's a feature at the bottom of the screen where you can just raise your hand. It's looking like the 5 being extended.
Islam.
So if you have questions, please at this point you can press the feature and we'll call upon you to ask your question. And I can start it off because I have a question I would love for you to elaborate on. And I kind of got some drawings off of it just listening to you, but I just want to hear your thoughts and breakdown around this particular instruction, number 21, where it reads, whatsoever may do good may also do harm. Beware that thou direct its course to virtue.
Right.
And if you can just elaborate a little bit more for us, because I think you do a great job of making it simple and plain. But as it relates to this soul, right, we're all working on trying to get a grip on our thinking and the actions of the soul that was alluded to. But when it tells us to direct our course to virtue, what can all of us do, each and every one of us, regardless of how seasoned or adept we might be in more science, what can we do on a daily basis to direct our course to virtue?
First of all, we have to understand what virtues are. Virtues include your like honesty, being upright, loyal, faithful, and those 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Remember the higher self, the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. So if you driving your soul on a course of virtues, I'm going somewhere to be loyal to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
My queen want me to go and deliver her model sister or her model friend, gorgeous movie star, to a hotel. Drop her off. She need a ride. Want to send her with somebody that we draw will keep her safe. Make sure she get to where she going. And I'm driving. The lower self kick in. Ooh, she's pretty. Now I'm ready to violate the relationship between me and my woman because she might be showing some signs of weakness, like she might, might want to give in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We got to stay on that course of being loyal and faithful. Take her on to that hotel, make sure she get in there safely, make sure she get to her room and that she's safe. Security, all right. And cut out. Mind your business.
Mm-hmm. Islam essentially having morals and just doing the right thing, having
Exactly.
integrity.
Doing
Praise Allah.
integrity. Exactly. That's part of those virtues. Integrity. Yep.
Islam. Praise Allah. Somebody just commented in the group chat just said stay focused. I think that's something you emphasize as well as you were demonstrating. Just really just staying focused to those common sense principles, the common sense way of acting. So
That Paris raising his hand.
Islam, yep, Paris Hardy Bay, you have the floor, sir.
I thought that was a Paris friend of mine out of Florida.
Islam.
Oh, go ahead.
Islam, Islam. I rise, giving perfect praise to Allah, the author, creator, and governor of the world. Islam. I also give the highest honors to his prophet, Noble Jew Ali, who
Islam.
came kicking over the tombstones of Negro, Black, and Color, bringing us the gifts, the title to our vast estate, Islam. I also give the highest honors to the Harbinger Marks Messiah Garvey. I give honors to Spring Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey, Islam, and his official
Islam.
staff. I give honors to all of you. Special honors to y'all. Gratitude to the host and to the co-host Islam for
Islam.
giving me more enlightenment on this chapter, the soul of man. Islam. So for instruction, the end of instruction 24, it was saying that is there aught that can bind her? Is there aught that can bind the soul? Can you elaborate or answer that question for me?
Islam.
Islam.
Is there anything that can bind or handcuff the soul, restrain the soul, restrict the soul? No, nothing but you. Because the soul, that's what I'm saying. The soul is like water. It'll find a crack in something and get through there. That's what the word supple means. Like water can just go up under the door and flood your house or whatever. That's what that means. There's no limit to where the soul can travel beyond the stars, at the end of the earth, anywhere. Anywhere it sets its desire, it can go. Can you restrain Allah? No, I'm gonna answer that myself. No.
Islam.
Your soul is the image of Allah. Allah can demonstrate that justice, right? That double-edged sword. Punishment. All your reward. Don't you get blessings? And you acknowledging blessings that you get some days? Wow, I've been blessed. I was given a brand new car, just came out of nowhere, a brand new home. Oh, look at this blessing. Those are rewards. You got that because you've done something to deserve it. The same principle applies when you did a lot of you done a lot of misdeeds or dirty deeds and harm people. Then something falls on you,
Mm-hmm.
knock you in the head. Now look at you. Oh, got your payback, huh? Karma. That's the other side of that justice, that punishment. That soul is the image of love. It tells you in chapter 1, the seed that came forth from the heart of Allah held deep within itself all the attributes of that special plant, the source from which you come. Everything that's in Allah is in you, your spirit. Your soul is that image.
Mm-hmm.
Your spirit is that breath. Get that breath out of you, out of your flesh. That's why your flesh will hit the floor. Islam?
Islam. If I may, can I ask one more question, please, before we turn over to the sister?
Islam.
Islam. The end of instruction 26, it says, "How then shall she attain unto it?" Can you answer that for me, please?
How shall?
Yeah. It went to say, you got it.
Say it again. I'll find it.
So instruction 26, it says, "The end of her search is truth. Her means to discover it are reason and experience. But are not these weak, uncertain, and fallacious? How then shall she attain unto it?"
Through study. She got it. She ain't satisfied until she has the evidence in her hand. So that means that you got to push yourself to satisfy her thirst for knowledge, getting them books, getting them lessons. That's how she attains it. Or obtain it. Same thing. Acquire it. Get it. All the same word. But it's you. You got to drive. But see, so many of us want stuff brought to us. We don't want to drive and go get it. Or work for it. We want somebody else to hand it to us. Anything I tell you, it's not your knowledge. It's not your truth. Anything I'm serving you is hearsay. It don't become yours until you research it and study it for yourself and get your understanding of it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes yours. It's your knowledge. Until then, it's just hearsay.
Mm.
She's not satisfied with hearsay. You got to go get it.
Islam.
Gratitude, bro.
You up. Praise Allah.
Islam. So we got Sister Alma Mora. You have the floor, sister.
Pardon self. Uh, Islam, highest gratitude. I have risen, given all perfect praises to Allah, the author and perfecter of my life, having given honors to Noble Ali, our prophet, the harbinger, everyone who has been given honors before I spoke and after I speak. Um, I want to offer honors to all of you here, all of the Grand Sheiks and Grand Sheikesses. I'm so grateful for this class. I continue to just gain more gnosis. The Grand Sheik mentioned knowledge, and the first word, one of the words that came to me was gnosis. Gnosis for teaching me to be myself. I'm so
Fine.
so
Yeah.
incredibly eternally grateful. um, I am so grateful for this class. Just before this class started, I was on a line with a friend, and we were discussing this very subject. In that present company excluded, because we're in here getting our lessons and getting the work in. And this is not to put us in any separate category, except to say, you know, people sometimes walk around and they think they have time to lock this stuff down. And I'm just here to say, if we just took every second to observe and cling to all of the lessons that are brought to us through every last one of the prophets, the ones we focus on, and the one that the Grand Sheik mentioned, there are thousands of them, but the ones that we focus on, if we just grab hold of those lessons, what jewels we will put in our crowns. I won't tarry on much further, except to say, if I may, Grand Sheik, thank you for helping me hone in on that conversation. This is not a game. Our souls aren't a game. And I sat as you were teaching Islam, as you were demonstrating, I pulled open my metaphysical dictionary, and I looked up the word spirit, and I looked up the word soul. Spirit in the metaphysical dictionary literally says spirit is mine. And in the Hermetic, if I remember my readings correctly, I don't have my Kabbalion in front of me, but it says man is mine. So when I think about what this chapter offers and how the Grand Sheik so brilliantly laid it out for us, you really gotta be on your game. Pardon my vernacular, but you really gotta be about your work, which isn't the professions we have. You got to be about your work and on your game to just Midgard. Earth is school. We are in school. And the first of the lessons we are to learn is love. And that means getting your lower self to yield to your higher self. That said, I also looked at the word soul in the metaphysical dictionary, because I'm still like, you know how you hear something and then you sit with other like-minded people and it really gets locked in for you. I got to tell you, I'm no longer stuck. It literally says the ether, which is the fifth element, the ether, the astral, as the Grand Sheik demonstrated earlier, the ether, the astral, and the soul are virtually one. It is the realm of, pardon self. It is in this realm of the soul that ideas, as the Grand Sheik was saying, first take form. The soul is not the realm of God ideas, but is the second emanation in the creative law. It is, quote unquote, the garden in Genesis 2:8. And with that, I just want to say I'm so grateful, grateful, grateful for this class and all that you guys offer. So grateful, so incredibly grateful. And with that, I yield.
Islam. Well, let me
Islam.
respond to one part of your comments, if I may. You still there, sis?
Islam, I'm here to learn. I'm here
All
to
right.
learn.
Well, okay, the part where you were saying that spirit is mind and man is mind, let me take you to a conversation that Jesus had with the master Barada. I think you'll find it on page 18.
Okay.
When him and Barada was having this discussion about what is man. And
Islam.
Jesus had a Barada responded first. He allowed Barado to give his measure on the definition of man. And Barado said something to the effect that man is mind and that it is evolving, evolving to affect itself through other means like through worms and whatever, bugs and birds and all this. But Jesus turned around and corrected him, says to Barado that man is not mind. And asked Barado if man, and he asked Barado, where did he get this information from? Who told you man was mind? And Barado said, in essence, that from the priests from long ago, I was told. And Jesus' response to that was that if man would know, he himself must be what he knows, or he simply guessed. You can't go by what somebody else tell you. And when you go back and go back in the first chapter of this book, the Soulful 7 Quran, it tells you, well, this is the instruction. Time never was when man was not.
Yeah.
Man, if life of man at any time began, a time would come when it would end. And then it goes on without going through that whole paragraph. Just I mentioned part of it earlier. That man is a spirit and a part of Allah. And then it goes on down further and tell you that the thoughts of Allah are the everlasting of the past until the never-ending days that come, and so is man, the spirit man. And then the instructions tell us that creative faith gave to spirit man a soul, that he might function on the plane of soul. Here it says creative faith gave to soul a body of flesh that he might function on the plane is made manifest. He who soul. So he didn't give spirit a body, he gave soul a body.
Mm.
Spirit man, creative faith gave to soul a body. But created faith gave to spirit a soul. Spirit, created faith gave to spirit, man, a soul. Spirit man ain't nothing but a thought of the creator. It's that breath of life inside of this body that gives this body life. That's why I'm able to be animated. That's that spirit working inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you take
Thank you for your gentle correction, Grand Sheik. I'm looking at both of them right now.
But yeah, just looking at chapter, it's on page, I know it's on page 18.
I have it, Islam. I'm looking at it right now. Islam,
Okay.
thank you for your gentle correction.
Thank you. Praise Allah.
Islam, praise Allah. Gratitude.
Islam. Who else, Moors? Y'all know you got some questions. I see Paris Hardy has your hand up, so you have the floor, brother.
Gratitude, brother. Praise Allah and His prophet. Gratitude to y'all. So, in reading this chapter, it says a lot about honesty. Well, it says about honesty and truth. It says the greatest of these is health. What health is to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. So, honesty, in other words, truth, is that's the soul's thing. That's the greatest thing to the soul, right? True.
Well, let me put it to you in a little more simpler terms. You're right about that. But what makes your soul healthy, in layman terms, what really help you have a healthy soul is your ability to be honest and sincere. That's what makes your soul healthy. This dishonesty and corruption is what makes your soul, kind of ratchet. And then people can see it on your face because you can't hide it. Remember, they say if you look into the eyes are the windows of the soul. And you can look at a person's eyes and see they uncomfortable because they weren't honest. They haven't been honest, or they weren't being sincere.
Islam.
So,
Islam.
Oh, could I possibly address some of that? Could I chime in at this time?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Well, praising Allah, send on to the Prophet, send on to you more, send on to everyone, Grand Sheik, that you spoke, that you send it on to. Send on to you, Sheik Governor Tinnen-Bey. It's good to see you, good to hear you, man, and I've been watching you thoroughly. And the question, I mean, I appreciate that the question that was just given, the answer that was just given, because we look at the whole instruction from the Prophet. First, we want to look at who that prophet, what prophet. We all know about Prophet Noble Drew bringing this to us, but what prophet did Prophet Noble Drew get this lesson from? Then the next thing we're going to look at is the soul of man. And you said it so very well, Grand Sheik and the brother, when you talked about honesty. What health is to the body, that is honesty to the soul. So if we want health in our bodies, or better still, let's go this way. If we rob our body of its health, it's because we are lying to ourselves. We won't be truthful about a simple matter. We won't be a loving brother or sister when we so badly want to be. So we're lying to us. We're not being honest about the way that we feel about things. When it says that in order for you to retain your health, to retain your health, you have to be honest with your soul. We need to be honest. We know we love each other. The prophet says that we need to learn to love instead of hate. We know we need to learn to love. We know this. And when we don't, we align to our souls and we feel it somewhere on our bodies, that karma sets in and tells us that we are not loving, that we're not being honest with our soul. And all the chapters that the Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey read most are what we go through, being dishonest with the soul. All the karma sets in. I think it sets in at the second verse. That thou hast a soul is of all knowledge, most certain of all truth, most plainly for thee. Be meek, be grateful. It's telling you, be grateful to it. Be grateful. Seek not to know it perfectly. It is inscrutable. It is telling you karma is going to set in if we don't be honest with our soul. And I want to thank you all again, Mo. Thank you, Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey. Thank you, Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey. Thank all the Moors. Praise Allah and thank you. Peace.
Peace.
Let's be honest. We need to be honest to ourselves. We need to be honest. We can't lie to ourselves. We can lie to others, as you said, Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey. You said earlier. We can lie to others, but we can't lie to ourselves, and we know. And we feel the effect. We feel the effect of a lie. You feel the effect of a lie. You can't tell me you don't. It shows in your face. You said, Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey. It shows somewhere on you. The effect of that lie is going to manifest itself.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Through that body. So we just be honest, no matter who. I got to tell Grand Sheik Kenny this. I got to tell someone that I'm angry with. I'm going to tell them. And the soul is asking you to tell me if you're angry with me. Tell me what the problem is so we can work it out. Tell me. Don't go off and be dishonest with me or about me. Tell me so you can be all right and we both can be all right. That's what our soul is saying. In all the various chapters, I think it's 28 of them. 28 chapters, all those 28 chapters. This is pretty much what it's saying. Be honest. The soul,
right.
Be honest. Manifest, the body is the manifest of soul. So let your soul manifest through the body how you are feeling. And you said earlier, Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey, we're going to read it on your face. We're going to read it in some language.
Right.
Whether you tell the truth or not, we're going to read it. It's going to be there. So why not be honest? What held it to the body, even that is honesty. And the brother that said it, I mean, that's the key point. Verse 1 is the answer to everything that's read, all the preceding chapters. Verse 1, simply be honest. You don't have to cuss me out because you're mad at me. You don't have to be angry with me. You don't have to be mad at me. Just simply tell me, Sheik Break the Hill, Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey, Grand Sheik Kenny, Mo, I'm mad. I'm a little uptight. I don't quite understand what you demonstrated. I'm a little uptight, and work that thing out. Get it off of you so your soul won't reproach you. And all the things that's talked about in that chapter. This is your soul, the soul of man. All his attributes and all his character. It says it is the image of Allah. Allah has the ability to create. So the soul also has the ability to create. And don't let it create something that's going to be harmful. What the Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey said earlier, that could be harmful to yourself or your family. Be creative. Use that power for good. And all to be well, as opposed to, I ask everyone on here, and Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey can tell you, Moses, if you have a problem, with me, come and tell me. And I'm quite sure you're asking me to do the same with you. So we won't be at odds with one another. And peace and love.
Islam, peace and love.
Islam.
Right.
Islam. Wow. It's been a wonderful Koran study class, y'all.
Yes, it
I
has.
tell you, every week, man, it's like I really look forward to these days because to be able to hear from so many different sheiks, members, faithful from all around the country, from different parts, and to hear the portions. And what I really admire is the unity that we clearly have through these lessons.
Islam.
Well, Grand Sheik, can I say something? Grand Sheik Tinnen-Bey,
Yes.
we go back a long way. And we're still in love. We don't talk as much because he's in Indianapolis. I'm here in DC. But we are so much in love with one another as brothers, as members of the Moorish Temple of America. We have traveled together, demonstrating what we're talking about right now, man. And it's just a blessing. I see him on Facebook all the time. And I just know that you're well. And I just keep on about my business because I see that you are well.
Islam, praise Allah.
Yeah, Islam. I'm through now for sure more. Peace and love.
Islam. Praise Allah. Well, Tinnen-Bey, you got any final thoughts you want to close us out with in regards to this chapter, studying and applying, and any words of wisdom, final thoughts you want to say before we get ready to lower the meeting?
Now, I just want to give honors to the several national grand sheiks that I had the privilege of sitting at their feet. That's who I have to give honors to. After I give honors to the Prophet and praise Allah. First, Brother R. was the first national grand sheik that I was associated with and sat up and rode with him all over the state of Indiana, going to these different prisons. In fact, he invited me to Washington, D.C. to come down there and spend 5 days so I can learn at Temple number 71 how to open and close meetings. They put me up at the Grand Governor R. McDowell Bay's apartment downtown D.C. I loved it. They met me at the airport. And in fact, I had a head full of hair. I had braids, long braids. And I had my fez on top of it. And R. Lovell said, I thought you work in the school system and you talking to children, trying to motivate them to stay in school, this, that, and other. I said, yeah. And he said, well, what are you doing all them braids on your head looking like you hip hop and this, that, and another? Soon as them 5 days was nothing more than DC, I came straight back to Indianapolis, or flew back to Indianapolis and cut all my hair off. It's been off ever since 1999. And then, of course, I got about the brother Clifford Jackson Bey after our Lovell stepped down or whatever from that office, and R. Jones Bey took over. I wasn't getting the kind of love that I was getting from Lovell, so I stepped away and joined Clifford Jackson Bey. Learned a lot. Was able to get my sheik. In fact, R. Lovell tried to take me through the ADAP chamber back in 2002 in Chicago. I'm glad he didn't. I'd have failed. But I got a chance to go through 10 years later in 2012 with Clifford Jackson Bey and Sheik Professor Clarence Prather and learned so much. It can't be told in words. And I am truly grateful for them brothers. Then I eventually got with Sheik Anise Sanders Bey, learned a lot from her. And I give them all great honors. I don't regret anything. I love them. I appreciate the teachings, and I'm just grateful, brother. And everything that you see me doing or saying or sharing, I got it from them. So I don't take credit for anything. I had some great teachers. So with that, I say praise Allah, honors to the Prophet. Thank you.
Islam. Praise Allah. See, pray for you have your hand up. Did you mean to?
No, Grand Sheik, no, I didn't. No. Well, I'm just late. I'm feeling good. I'm high as a kite, and had some of this holy wisdom and holy breath, man. I'm just feeling good, Mo. And thank you. Look forward to next week.
Islam.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah, Mo. It's wonderful, wonderful Koran study class tonight. Honors to our elders, our sheiks, all the work that you all have done, keeping these doors open, propagating the faith. Honors to our Supreme Grand Sheik Kenya Umar Bey, who was really the one who really kind of pushed that we start doing this again, the National Koran Study Class. And
Grand Sheik, how's he
so
doing?
grateful.
How's he doing?
Praise Allah. Extend my honors to Sheik Kenya Bey, Supreme
That Mo
Grand Sheik.
fantabulous. That Mo good, man. I'm sure he'll be back up here. He demonstrated during the first call So I'm sure he'll be back pretty soon to demonstrate some. But in the meantime, I'm sure he'll be proud to see the Moors coming together, demonstrating one prophet, one temple, propagating the faith, and really teaching and showing how we can all unfold and grow together in these lessons. So this is just truly wonderful. I'm truly grateful. So Islam and so in closing, next creation we will be back again, same link, same time. We have our beloved brother Sheik Tinnen-Bey out of Syracuse, New York, who will be leading this National Koran Study Class next creation next week, and we will be moving into chapter 37, the breath of heaven. So look forward to another productive class, and with that, I'm going to yield the floor to our sister Sheik Tinnen-Bey so she can read the missives and close us out. Islam, are you there, sis?
Islam.
Islam.
Parenting. One moment. Islam, the brother pray for El still has his hand up.
No, I don't. No,
I,
I don't think I do. No, I don't. I
Islam.
guess I may have hit a mistake by mistake.
Oh well.
Praise the Lord.